Hi, and thanks again for coming back and watching another video. Today I'm going to be covering the Seiko BFK, or Big Freaking Kinetic dive watch. The actual official number for this one I think is SKA367. It's a yellow face diver with a kinetic movement. It's a Prospex model, so it's a professional diver's model for 200 meters. Very unique watch in that it uses the kinetic drive, which is unique to Seiko. Kinetic drive, you can see the print on the dial there. Kinetic drive means it has an oscillating weight that actually charges the lithium battery inside. So, you know, it's not automatic, it's not quartz, it's not solar, it's battery powered with a quartz movement, but it is powered by the movement of your wrist, just like an automatic. That has good and bad to it. Before I get into the style of the watch, which you can see for yourself, Kinetics are interesting in that you got to wear them to charge them up. Now that may be true for an automatic, but when the automatic spring wears down and you lose your tension, it just stops, right? And that's it. You pick it up again, use it, it works great. With the Kinetic, it's storing the wrist power in a battery. So the battery eventually runs dry. And in my experience, fairly quickly actually, if you have a lot of watches and you don't get a lot of wrist time. So I just finished charging this up with a charger, and it's good to the 20-second mark, which I think is about 6 months. So I can leave this in the box for 6 months and it will be ready to wear next time. But of course, if you don't have a ton of watches and you pick up a BFK like this and wear it every once in a while, it'll keep a fairly good charge. Now the watch itself, you may have seen it around before. It's a Seiko diver. It's very heavy construction. When you talk about quartz watches, you tend to think they're lightweight. This is not light at all. This is about as heavy as my Seiko Sumo or SBDC 001. It's no lightweight at all. The case itself is fairly thick and very substantial. The bracelet also, one of the best I've ever experienced, regardless of price, and I mean that. It's not as machined as tight as say a Rolex, but it is pretty close in actual feel and utility. It's very, very smooth, has nice brushing to it. There's like no wobble in the links really. It does have the Seiko pin and collar system, which a lot of people find irritating or difficult to use, but just a great bracelet. And I do like the way it hinges at the case like this. It adds a little bit of a more silkiness to it and really allows it to fit the wrist just right. The case itself is about 42 millimeters. Not sure about the lug to lug, but you can tell that they're fairly close. Not as close as say a Monster, but pretty close to the case. The bezel is one of my favorites too. It's pretty close to the feel of my Seiko Shogun and its smoothness. It's got a really nice spring tension on it. Great click you can feel here, and just no play in this thing at all. I have much more expensive watches that have a lot more play. This is probably my favorite bezel of any watch I own, and I will say that even in preference to my Planet Ocean from Omega. The feel of this bezel is just amazing. It feels like quality. It feels like just someone really engineered this thing perfectly, and it's extremely easy to grip with the teeth on the side here. I haven't encountered any scratches yet on the bezel itself, but even though I've had this watch probably about 6 years now, 5-6 years. Maybe worn it 24 times because again, too many watches. But no scratches on the bezel at all, the aluminum bezel ring. Actually, no scratches in the case itself, which is great because I really do like the finishing on this case with the mixture of polished and brushed surfaces. Really an outstanding watch. If you can find one of these things in yellow, I'd say definitely go for it because it's a unique color, and I think a yellow watch is always fun to have in the collection, especially for summertime. Really pops, great with a pair of jeans. It's 200 meters, so it's a real diver. Very high quality, really sits great on the wrist. The only thing again is being kinetic, you gotta wear it. Okay? If you leave it in your box, you gotta do what like I do and pull the stem out so you don't lose battery charge. I know some people worry about moisture and stuff like that, but I keep these things in boxes and seal them up, so not a big deal, I think, really. In any case, really fun watch, unique. Recommend picking one up, but recommend wearing it, keep it charged. Otherwise, pick yourself up like a toothbrush charger or something like I have, and put the watch in it once in a while to get some juice in there. Really cool watch, recommend it. If you can find one, really interesting to have in the collection, something different, something neither automatic nor pure quartz, somewhere in the middle, something unique, something funky. Very recommended to add to the collection, as I mentioned, and good luck with finding one if that's what you want to do. Okay, cheers, thank you, bye bye.